and bring in Steiner Sports CEO Brandon Steiner.
One of the country's top memorabilia mogul.
I have an unbelievable guest, Brandon Steiner.
Brandon's second to none.
And with Ian Sterling, is that right?
Close enough. Ian Ziering.
Ian Ziering.
Still close enough. You're almost there. Ian Ziering, we got it now.
Ian Ziering, I know you'd help me. Thank you. Hollywood 9010210.
Okay.
It's early.
It's early. It is 90210.
Oh my goodness.
It's a zip code.
I happen to love that show, by the way. And I'm also with Dana Cavalea, a health and fitness guru. Anyway, a little entrepreneur today. Also a little about kickstarting your health. And on the Kickstarter, brings me to your apparel entrepreneurial idea, because you're kind of got a whole thing going on. Let's start with the entrepreneurial thing, then we'll get to your health, because Lord knows this is the weekend I think is the Kickstarter to your summer. Like, are you going to go and walk without a shirt on ever? Are you going to get into health so when you're on the beach and wherever you can feel good? And also, we'll ask you about your health. You look like you're in pretty good shape, man.
Well, thanks. Constant battle every day, trying to do what I can to keep the weight off, keep the muscle mass up, and stay sexy naked.
Well, I think the girls still appreciate that. Now the girls still over you?
My wife certainly, hopefully appreciates it.
Do you turn on the old episodes just to get her kind of going, or?
That's how I warm her up.
Yeah,
absolutely. Put on classic Steve Sanders, and
that's awesome.
Nothing more sexy than that.
Yeah, it's hot. So, why apparel and why this brand? I mean, I guess I could really.
Chainsaw brands. Yeah. My partner Mitch Felton and I were watching an episode of Sharknado a couple of years ago. This is just right after I did Celebrity Apprentice. And a commercial came on for something that I thought was interesting, but I thought it was so limited. And Mitchell said, well, what would you do? I said, if I was going to do something, it would be a brand. It wouldn't just be one thing. You need to open it up to appeal to a mass market. You need mass appeal. I said, well, what would it be? I said, it'd have to be something that I'm passionate about. Otherwise, I'm really not going to champion the effort. He says, well, what are you passionate about? I'm like, well, clothes. I love wearing nice clothes.
Okay.
I take care of myself, so I like to look good. It's kind of like a framework for the art that you work so hard to maintain. Right. And it's something that has always been, it's not really a passion in buying clothes, but wearing it. Clothes make the man makes clothes. I'm not sure which way.
What does Chainsaw represent? Why Chainsaw? Why that name?
Chainsaw came about because of the zeitgeist of Sharknado. I was in the midst of it, and we just would call it Chainsaw Brands, to capture some of that excitement. But Fin Shepard, my character in Sharknado, always used a chainsaw, and in my character development, the chainsaw represented a tool to overcome obstacles, to break down barriers. And when I expressed that to Mitchell, he's like, that's a great word track to incorporate into a mission statement. And that's how really Chainsaw Brands started. We wanted to do something where we could share the success, so a portion of the proceeds go to others less fortunate, and then build out a fashion line that really spoke to, originally it was everybody, but right now we're focused on men, athletic, build, the average dad.
How hard is it to get something like this started? Because we're always talking about getting started, getting to first base. You got the hats. I know you've had T-shirts and some other. It's all clothing line, right?
Well, yeah, it's a journey.
How do I even look at that line? Is that on our website?
You can go to chainsawbrands.com.
So you see the whole product line. I can buy stuff there or not yet?
Right now, we did start with a little bit of everything, but all that energy being shown through a plate window doesn't really focus it. We've changed that window to a magnifying glass, and all the energy is now being focused on men's casual dress shirts. And these are shirts that I really got behind because I designed them.
Like that shirt there?
This is one of our Chainsaw Brand shirts. This is a four-way stretch woven fabric, and it's a high-performance fabric that is wrinkle-resistant. It has a antimicrobial coating on the fabric, so it's not going to stink.
What?
Yeah, antimicrobial. And if you put your shirt on at the end of the day, it could almost stand there by itself. But this stuff, it doesn't do that. Also, the design is such that it accentuates the male physique. In every shirt, typically the seams come across the top of the shoulder.
This kind of fits into your...
Right.
Yeah.
But I brought the seam down lower to accentuate the trap a little bit. And then there's a seam here, down here, instead of coming down the side of the body, it comes down the front to really...
And no logo on there or
it wraps
anything,
up.
right?
No, it's not. It's not logo
wear.
wear. This is a shirt that, again, I've always found it difficult to find clothes that I like and clothes that stand up. I work very hard. I travel. It's hard to have one shirt that goes from morning to day and then from day into night. I change
This
my
looks
shirt
like a bounce back shirt too, right? You can get on a plane with it. It's not going to be all wrinkled
It's exactly
up.
what it's about. It's all about versatility. This is the most versatile shirt, and that was part of the intent in building it, doing something that's versatile that could go from the office to drinks afterwards and even a casual night out. If you got a hot date, this is really going to stand up to that. We also developed a patent-pending collar design. We call it a tri-collar design, and it's always been a pet peeve of mine. Even like my little polo shirt right now, the collars are kind of winging up.
Yeah.
I hate that. So we developed something that's going to keep the collars down.
I like this is easy, you know, like these other shirts, these Zania shirts and stuff. It takes me a half hour in the morning.
Zania, those $500 shirts, magnificent,
but you can't get the collar down.
Right,
It's annoying.
It's kind of tough. So there's this technology. There's also a collar stay that stays
cool.
in there. You can wear it open.
So you thought about it?
I thought about it a lot. I thought about the shirt that I like to wear, and for like-minded people, I think they're going to dig it too. I'm very conscious of the way I look. My presentation is very important. So having the right
Do you
clothes,
think a lot of people are, or do you feel like you did this because you're conscious about the way you look and feel about how you look?
Yeah.
Do a lot of people feel that way, or do you think not enough people care about how they look? Because I see kids today, pants are hanging down to their ankles. They're all disheveled.
This is not for them. This is not.
Okay.
This is not for them. This is for the, 25 to 55-year-old guy, older even, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you want to look sharp and if you want a versatile shirt, this is going to be it. And
what's been the difficulties in this though for you?
This has been
I mean,
2
if you're an
years.
entrepreneur out there, we have a lot of entrepreneurs watching with ideas.
Yeah.
And they want to know where the struggles are. They want to know. We're going to talk to Dana. He's got a project he's kicking off in a minute, but. What are the struggles? Like, how hard has it been to kick this thing off? You and I have even been talking about this for a while.
Yeah. The struggles are in getting it right. And you got to go through a lot of beta testing, finding the right fabric. I wanted a woven fabric. I didn't want a knit fabric. I wanted something that had some stretch to it. And a 4-way stretch woven fabric is very difficult to find. They're really not making it. We found some, and it's awesome because when you put on something, if it's got a little give to it, it kind of wraps you nicely, but it doesn't pull. It's not limiting. So finding the right fabric was a big challenge, and then also coming up with the right collar design, something that did exactly what you want. And I don't live in the design studio, so going back and forth, once you get the idea on paper, then you've got to construct the shirt and you wear it, and this isn't right. The collar, the collar needs to come down a little bit.
So we're talking about a year, 6 months?
2 years.
You're on this 2 years?
2 years. 2 years to develop this.
So you're committed. I mean, you're.
I'm passionate. I've got unbridled passion for things that I care about, and this is certainly one of them. The fact that I'll be able to share the success, that means a lot to me, by being able to give back, by creating an opportunity to create jobs here in America. I want this shirt made in America. I want to help, communities stay together. I'm very family oriented. I'm very community driven, and this is a way that I could do that. I look at my celebrity like capital. I don't use it to get a great table in a restaurant. I'd never say, look at me, I'm Sandra Dee. That's not the boy my parents raised. But capital in a way that if I spend it right, well, doing charity work. When I was on The Apprentice, I raised over $300,000 for epidermolysis bullosa, horrible skin disease. It's just a monster. I'm very grateful to be able to do
And
that.
it's life-threatening.
It is life-threatening.
It's a very, very hard
no
disease.
Cure,
I'm familiar with
no
it.
treatment.
We could do a whole show on that. But
Yeah.
but while I'm on the Apprentice thing, before I let you finish, how was that show? Did you enjoy
Amazing.
that? Was the interaction with Trump okay?
Very limited interaction. What
Yeah.
you see on camera is really all there was.
Okay.
Nice enough guy. For me, the focus was on my competitors on the show.
Okay.
So there was Geraldo Rivera, Lisa Gibbons, all formidable, sharp, smart people that I had about 4 hours of sleep a night for 6 weeks straight, because after I'd work, I'd go home and I'd get on the computer trying to figure out what I'm going to do for tomorrow's event, trying to figure out what tomorrow's event would be. I had my whole contact list organized into, these are the money players that I could call. And by the way, I need your address and phone number.
I'm surprised you didn't use me as a lifeline.
You know what?
I call that playing your tomorrow today.
Right.
Right? And that's a smart approach to business.
Exactly.
But
preparation was key.
Where was my call?
You know what? We didn't have this relationship.
Okay, but what we're doing is a lot of other athletes use this lifeline.
You know what? Just getting a chance to
they
be
remember
here in
all of a
studio
sudden
with you.
Brandon Steiner, when they needed that donation or whatever to go on. Guess I'll go do that on the show.
But you know what? You're a mensch. You're a nice guy. You get it. Success unshared is failure.
I appreciate that you get it.
Yeah,
which is cool.
So
that was a good experience.
Amazing.
How has it been on this? On the entrepreneurial end, always comes up to the money grab of raising the money.
So this
how does that work? Getting investors, because you don't have experience in putting together a product like this, so you're new to the game.
I am pretty new to the game, but I'm working with some industry icons and helping in the development. I've got some great production facilities here in Brooklyn. We've got some people that are going to.
You got celebrity friends?
I've got some celebrity friends that are helping me get the word out. But the whole Kickstarter thing is not necessarily a money grab.
What's the Kickstarter thing?
I've got a Kickstarter campaign going on right now. You people out there, you can go to chainsawbrands.com to get the shirts. They're not in production yet, but Kickstarter to me represented an opportunity to get the shirt into the hands of the most engaged people, the people that follow me, that are like-minded, dig what I dig, and it's an opportunity for them.
How much are you trying to raise?
I only asked for $20,000.
That's it?
This is not about me. I'm going to make these shirts either way.
$20,000?
I'm going to make these shirts either way. The Kickstarter campaign is an opportunity for people to get this at 30% below what it's going to sell for. This is almost a lost leader. The shirt's going to be like $100 on Kickstarter. Okay, when you want to, after that, it's going to be like $140 bucks.
But have you thought about? I'm just throwing this out at you. I'm sure you have, but have you thought about maybe Shark Tank or that route? Or you don't.
With Shark Tank, they're going to take a significant cut of that, and I don't need their help. I've got a fantastic shark in Mitchell Felton.
Yes.
He's
a shark.
He's a shark. You don't have to be on TV to be a very shrewd businessman, and he certainly fits the bill. He could be, but he's not on TV. And together, he and I, with his business acumen and drive and my creative project management skills, I think we've got something amazing.
So you think you got the financing besides the $20,000 to get going?
It's not about we've got the financing.
Okay.
The Kickstarter campaign.
Is
people
about
say, $20,000. You think
it's getting people involved.
Getting people involved, giving people an opportunity to buy it at a tremendous discount. That's really what it's all about.
You want to get some upfront sales.
Yeah.
And you want to get some upfront.
I want to get the word out there. I want
involvement.
Exactly.
I would say, involvement breeds commitment.
Yeah.
I think getting people involved. I try to do that at Steiner too. Like we'll go out to 50 of our customers on an item that I think is great, but my salespeople think suck.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let's go to 50 customers, give them a really good deal on it, see if they like it.
Right.
And we'll see, the proof's in the pudding.
It's another opportunity for me to get feedback from the people that get the shirts.
Cool.
They can help me fine tune what it is.
Now the brand will be Chainsaw.
It's Chainsaw Brands.
But this is football. Is it like all different?
This is when we started putting the logo on everything.
Okay.
That's when we were shining the energy through a window pane.
But a lot of this product won't even have Chainsaw on there other than the inside of it.
It'll be a label on the inside. But
just like I'm wearing whatever the shirt is, but it's name is on the inside,
It's not. We're not putting the logo before the product. The product has to stand on its own.
Do you have a feeling where this is going to end up product wise? Not all these chains like a Macy's or
no,
they all want an exclusive and
not going to a box store.
You're going online.
This is going to be all online. This is really the way that retail is going. I mean, if you look at the industry, it's shrinking. It's shrinking really fast. So there may be an Amazon store, a Chainsaw Amazon store, but either way, we're going direct to the consumers.
That's cool.
Because we feel we can.
I'm going to get on Ben. We're getting on the Kickstarter today. we got to jump in on this.
Check it out. ChainsawBrands.com will take you there.
You brought my favorite color. You know, I'm a blue shirt guy, so I'm excited. I didn't have a blue shirt on today, but generally people know me as a blue shirt guy.
Nice.
And I really like the fabric here. This is really, really nice.
It hangs on you nicely. There's moisture wicking to it.
I just need Dana to get this body right so that the shirt looks actually really good on
commitment. He'll tell you.
Well, you know what? As I'm looking at that shirt, it looks like when you put it on, it will actually shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has like a really just a great shape and great cut. To it.
It's sitting here all a mess, but
like the athletic
seriously,
male
when
cut.
It does, you could do this and pull it out.
I like the bounce back part of it because you go in a car, you're somewhere there,
Right.
you get up, your shirt's all wrinkled.
Traveling.
Hey, changing the subject from here. I know you'd be interested.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
Well, we were talking, and I'd say it was very early in the morning to get into this deep conversation, and I did a blog on this today about the energy trap. I thought we'd just jump right into that because that was an idea you hit me with and said, Brandon, I know you're trying to get more energy, but you got to be careful of the energy trap. And we got kind of deep there for a while. We got a little off course on the workout part, but.
Yeah, there was a few moments of silence as the Imagine Dragons were playing in the background. But
we went heavy Imagine Dragons. Everybody knows I'm a big Imagine Dragons fan. Love that group. But Dana really is. There's nothing about health and fitness, which is why I call him a guru, because there's nothing that he doesn't either know or doesn't know somebody to call and find out.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So tell me about. Let's pick up on the.
So I mean, listen, when you're working with people, again, working with athletes for years, people think they're just these bionic people that could just perform at a high level every day. But there are things that hold them back, and it's not so much their talent, but a lot of times it's their mentality. And these guys have so much stress. They have to perform at a high level every day, much like every entrepreneur, whether you're starting a company or you're an actor or whatever you do. And that stress has to go somewhere. So you either have strategies to diffuse it or you bury it, right? You pack it inside of you and you say, hey, I'm tight, my neck hurts, my back hurts. And it shows up as pain and it shows up as, wicked anxiety and
arthritis, inflammation.
Just allergies. People think it's food allergies and things like that, but it really could just be that you have stress packed in your tissue.
It could be coming from years and years, 10 years ago, all the way up to now.
Oh yeah. Totally. And
I say to myself, like, why is this one guy hit 270? I mean, the difference. I mean, he's a big leaguer. Another guy hits 300. It's a few hits here and there, but what is stopping one from doing so much better than the other? Is it just purely talent?
Well, it could be talent, but it also could just be your mindset, right? And how you are perceiving what's going on and where you're at right now, right? So we all are in a race to perform. We all want to perform at the highest level. We want the best shirt. We want to run the best company. And, it takes a really strong mindset and a special person to be able to deliver on that.
But we were talking about the other morning, a lot has to, stuff that could have happened 20, 30 years ago, the negative energy trap is that something that happened 20 years ago could still be floating around inside you, which leaves you less room to put the positive and progressive energy in, because there's that much less room because of something that's lingering from a disappointment as a kid, or you got bullied, or an argument you had with your parents or a sibling.
Yeah, and you haven't fully healed from that, right? And then even just the day-to-day stress of playing mental ping pong back and forth. So we have to learn how to conserve our energy and then regenerate that energy in a positive direction. So a lot of it has to do with your self-talk and understanding, what you want to accomplish and what you're actually saying to yourself day to day, changing the I can'ts to the I cans, and just having time with yourself off the phone, not scrolling, to where you could be in a little bit of silence, so you can actually understand what's happening to you and what you're actually feeling. I know it's a little bit deep.
Most people don't want to talk about what you're really feeling.
It's easier to keep moving.
Somebody say, how are you feeling?
Good.
It's a common question I ask somebody, and people say, yeah, I'm good, everything's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Because I don't know, the last time everything was great, I think it was like around 12. I was in the schoolyard for like 3 straight days, and I was on a really good winning team. Nobody could beat us. That was like the last time things were great.
Yeah,
but
meanwhile, that person could be melting, and they're just conditioned to say, I'm good. Yeah, everything's good, man.
Response.
Everything's good.
I don't say like people's diet is like, don't worry so much even what you're eating, but what's eating you.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, which again comes from a lot of times in the past, and it could just be a small little thing, or it could be a big thing, your relationship with a parent, a sibling, and you got to get those things resolved, because they always kind of translate into disappointment, or just it leads to disappointment, which ultimately leads to stress or a negative position.
Yeah. What's interesting is too, sometimes I'll work with clients, right? And they say, I can't stop eating sugar. I can't stop eating carbs. And they're stress eaters. So that's an indicator, just a topical indicator. I can't stop eating carbs. I can't stop eating sugar. For you to say, hey, let's go deeper and figure out what's going on.
Why
because
now
sugar's
can
one
I
of
not
those
stop
foods.
eating sugar?
It's a comfort food, and it's also a stress relieving food. You know, you eat sugar, it hits those centers in your body. It's like they did a study years ago where they gave a rat morphine and they gave the rat sugar, and it preferred the sugar over the morphine. They found a lot of comfort in that sugar. So
It wasn't a rat in my neighborhood growing up.
No.
That morphine would have won everything.
The Brooklyn Rats.
Yeah. I was thinking last night I had these, this is another little sucker thing, these little Oreo thins. I mean, that's bullshit. These little Oreo thins. Oh, I'm only eating.
Who are you kidding?
I got 8 of them. 8 of them later.
Yeah.
But I was good. I had
Thin becomes thick.
Yeah, I
Just
only had
remember
3.
that.
I had 3 of them, but after I ate them, I was like, that was tasty, but I'm like, I'm not feeling any better now than I was 5 minutes ago before I ate them.
Yeah.
Other than the fact I wanted more of them.
So you got to figure out why you want it, right? I did a talk the other day. It said, win the day. It's really also to win the meal. So every time you sit down, have a plan. People just become, garbage disposals in a lot of ways. They just reach and eat and reach and eat, and they just keep doing it. They don't realize how many calories they've taken in a day. But what's causing that? And people today prefer constant busyness because, again, when you slow down, it gets real. You have to get real with yourself.
Distraction.
That's why a lot of people get sick on vacation.
Because they're coming down from that high of work. I'm sure. I don't know how it is coming off of a set, but I guess you're peaking, and now you have to come off that.
Yeah. My work typically 3-4 weeks at a time of red line.
Yeah.
And then nothing. So it's. I train, I eat right. When I'm on set, you really can't. There's not
hard.
the option to do that. So I feel like I'll allow myself a bag of Cheetos just to keep my lights on if I'm in a 14-hour day. But
Survival.
I know I shouldn't be eating. It's survival.
Yeah.
But I feel like I pay the tax on that in my real life, which is when I'm not working.
Yeah. When you come down, it's the same as a baseball season, right? You're locked in for 9 months. Now you have 3 months where you have to be a normal human. It's hard. It's hard to come down from that peak. So
it's amazing that when you really think about how hard it is to stay grounded and on track with your diet and stay level about it all. What do you recommend? You always said to me, I think one of the first things you said to me when we got together, I think it was like 8 years ago, is you're a food addict, and in a world that there are so many addicts, and with depression and anxiety, and are there a lot more food addicts out there? Maybe they're not obese, but people that just can't stop eating
I think, again, why are they eating? Food is a drug like anything else. And again, it's great. I'm not saying don't have food and don't go out and celebrate and enjoy a great meal. But pick your spots. It can't just be somebody that's reaching and eating and being a glutton as they're going through their day and just grabbing calories for the sake of grabbing calories. It's a crutch too. Some people, what I say, if you want to figure yourself out, spend time with yourself to figure yourself out and understand your habits, right? I do a lot of talking on consistency and habits and routines, and you have to understand what's driving your habits and why you do what you do. And when you can figure that out, you say, you know what, I do that because of this, and you're like, God, if I change this, I won't do that. So
you wrote a great blog. If you don't get his blog, it's a must read because it's just simple, not too long-winded, not too preachy, but good cardio versus bad cardio. What was really good cardio? So a lot of people are a little bit confused about, they're on a treadmill just going, kind of walking, or those ellipticals where I don't know what they're doing on there, but I can't imagine it's getting anything done. But you're talking about, what really good cardio is and how important that could be to your overall health.
Yeah, so you're going to use your cardio for different things, right? For some people, they use it to just warm up. If you just want to get yourself going, you can, use the elliptical, use the stepper, just to get yourself going. Now, in order to actually shed weight and change your composition, you could still use those pieces, but you need to be much more cognizant of your heart rate, of the intensity, and the levels in which you're working. So my blog talked about a talk test. This is what we do with athletes.
A talk test?
Talk test. So when you're doing your cardio, you're running, whatever it may be, if someone were to ask you a question and you were to answer back, Would you be able to talk like we're talking now, or would you be intermittent, conversation and having a hard time to formulate your words? So that's actually where you want to go and be in order to change composition. Now, if you just want to get yourself started for the day, break a light sweat, circulation, it's fine. Put on 30 minutes, watch whatever you want to watch, Sports Center, Oprah, whatever you want to watch, that's fine. But if you want to make a change is the result of heart rate. And heart rate could be understood without a heart rate monitor by using a talk test.
Are you a cardio guy or?
Yeah, I do high intensity interval training. I'm 54 years old right now. I'm not looking to run marathons.
That's not right. 54.
Yeah, you look great.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, you give me hope. You give me faith.
It's doable, but
it looks like he's like 35.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But you're doing interval training. What else?
Yeah, I do resistance training. To maintain some muscle mass.
Yeah.
Working out with friends is also important. To go to the gym by yourself, for me, is like, I'm going to look at my phone, I'm going to do this. But in the last year, I've got a group of dads. We all drop our kids off, and I've convinced them, hey, let's go work out for an hour. Just 1 hour. I got 4 guys. So when we're doing interval training, 4 of us will either push a sled or work the battle ropes, whatever it is, for 30 seconds. And then the next guy goes, and next guy, and there's been a minute, 30 seconds before I go again. And we do that for 20 minutes to get that heart rate up and then down. And
which is actually, in just what you said, you brought up some great points. Number one, you gave yourself an hour, so it's timed. You know that it's not going to go more than an hour. You can say, I could commit to an hour, right? You have other guys, so you're pushing yourself at a different level. And the interval training is all about heart rate spiking and heart rate dropping. And when you measure somebody's conditioning level, it's not how fast their heart rate elevates, it's actually how fast it drops. So if you want to train drop rate and train cardiovascular efficiency, that's the way to do it.
And you can measure it.
Yeah.
What's amazing, I started doing sprints for 30 seconds and then walking for 30 seconds. And then you see your heart rate on the whatever you're on. And at first, my heart rate would spike up, and then it would slowly trend down until I'd start running again, and then it would drop down because my hands were off. And then it would spike up again when I would walk, and it would slowly trend down. But as I continued to do that, what turned from a degrading plateau turned into a spike. I would shoot up, but then I would drop down really quick.
Yeah.
So I was able to get my heart from 160 down to 135. As opposed to 160 to 155.
There you go.
I was able to get my heart rate down, and I saw, what's measured is managed. And I saw that I was working towards...
You were creating efficiency for yourself.
I always say you can't
and then I changed the workout.
You can't manage what you can't measure. And it's amazing how many people don't even look at the heart rate thing.
Yeah.
They're on there, they're not even looking at it. It's not even a factor in there.
Yeah.
Where with us, it's a constant factor.
Yeah, and again, that's why some people, they don't like the straps. But so you can use the hand gauge. It's not always extremely accurate, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. And then you have that talk test. But the other thing, when you see yourself spike and you see yourself coming down quickly, it's working. But when you also see some days when it's not coming down as quick, that's where there's a study called heart rate variability, where you can also see if you're actually fatigued. So if you see most of the time your heart rate's up and down, and then there's a day or two when it's not going down as quick, it's showing systematic fatigue. So that would actually be a day to take off. So with athletes, right, when you're dealing with multi-million-dollar assets, you're trying to understand every angle and protect them from themselves. So if a guy's totally fatigued and not in a peak position to perform that day, injury risk goes way up. For you, it could lead to perpetual burnout.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just something to think about, and especially if you're so locked in on your numbers, which is awesome. It's a good formula to help you win more. Yeah.
Okay, we got to run. We're out of time.
Let's go.
Closing remarks about your product and how to get a hold of you, and then go to Kickstarter. Why not? Pick up some of this. You can't go wrong.
You can get to Kickstarter through our website at chainsawbrands.com. You can follow me at Ian Ziering on Twitter and Instagram. and know that if you're interested in the cutting edge in performance fabrics and design, I think we've got something here you're really going to like. So, Brandon, thanks so much for giving me this opportunity.
I love your entrepreneur spirit. I said when you first walked in, and we've met before, but you got balls. I mean, a lot. You know, I
appreciate that.
And I mean that in every sense of the word, because you're fearless, and your ability to stick with it, but also make the adjustments. I always say it's not a survival of the fittest; it's survival of the flexible. And you got the right F word going, flexible, because I've seen you change a little bit and alter some things, obviously based on the sampling and research. We always say dream big, sample small, and fail quick. You know, keep moving.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur spirit is about keep moving, and that's what you're doing. I love the resilience I see here, and I like this product.
Thanks, pal.
Good
Appreciate
for you.
it so
Good
much.
for you. Dan, how do we get a hold of you? First of all, you can't follow him enough. I mean, he has just got me to such a healthy state, so I'm very grateful. And hopefully we get him here often. I'm telling him to always come
Must
on.
be once a week.
He doesn't want to share.
That's great.
You know, get him to share the wealth.
Yeah, so you can go to
DanaCavalea.com. Before we do that, we're getting together Monday for the seminar.
Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
Tuesday night,
Sports
6 o'clock. I
marketing.
think there's a few slots left. We're doing kind of a one-on-one about how to be productive, how to find success, how to find a job, how to get healthy. It's going to be great. It's a very small group. It's only 70 people, so it's kind of a small 60 or 70 people, and you're going to be joining me. I love that.
Oh, yeah.
But again, if you want to get his blog, get a hold of you.
DanaCavalea.com, Twitter, Instagram, The Real Coach D.
Hey, have a great weekend. I know it's going to be a little slow. Not a lot of sports. Just chill. Maybe get together with your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, and talk about something other than sports. I give you permission. It's one of those weekends that maybe you cannot have your hands so cemented onto that remote and do something else. That's my feeling is going to be. Anyway, you know, it's my birthday weekend, so I'm going to be all over the place.
Happy birthday.
I'm celebrating this year. I'm not a big birthday guy, but I'm celebrating my birthday. I feel like every day is my birthday, kind of, but I'm going a little over the top and have a birthday weekend. Because all the people in this office have birthday weeks. I'm figuring I'm going to go birthday weekend, see how that feels. I don't know, birthday week, day.
What are you doing? Anything special?
I'm going to go see Bruce, which I've seen before, but I'm going to go again.
Oh, that's great.
You know, I love
There you
that
go.
show, well written. And then, you know, something, you know, I'm just going to hang out, just do a few things, play a little basketball with my friends, which I always like doing, and just enjoy, just relax. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you. Hey,
Thank you.
Kickstarter.
Thanks,
I'm going on today, so I'll see you on there. I'll see you on Tuesday.